Welcome to the High-Tech Investments News Report for Week 22. The news report covers some of the many investments projects High-Tech Investments is currently involved in so you can follow our progress. We hope you will enjoy this news feed and look forward to your comments and remarks.
Hi, Bo here and welcome back to this week's news report, where once again it is time to have a look, see what happened in the past week on all our different investment platforms, portfolios, trading, robots, EAs, whatever you want to call it. We're going to go through everything here again today, of course, and show you exactly how the week has gone. So the first part is actually there is a crypto move rocketing basically up. Some of the biggest moves we have actually seen. So we're going to go through that here in this particular video here today. The coins might not be the ones that you actually think. So we're going to have a closer look at that. And also we're going to have a closer look at what I explained last week. We have a new EA set up. We have the first results here now that I can show you. And there's extremely low drawdowns. Profits looks good so far. But again, it is still very early days. But you will get the first information right here. We don't even have it on our website yet. So this is the only place to see what is coming. Especially also if you are a trader from US or you want to start trading, then definitely this EA might just be for you. The next part is a new video that we did last week in here. And this particular video here is a very good graphical view of what exactly we are doing with the grid trading and all the videos that we are releasing here at the moment regarding grid trading. This particular one here made us think in a slightly different way that we had done in the past years. So maybe this one here could also help you. Definitely, we're going to make sure that the link is in the video description here below. And then we have, of course, also some videos that we have to go through with Alex and Expert Forex. Things are a bit more quiet here at the moment, but anyway, we're going to go over it and you're going to see it right here, where also we have the monthly profits. We are now in the month of June. That also means we're going to show you all the monthly profits for our interval EAs, and it looks pretty okay, but it is not stunning. April was obviously the highlight of 2025, but still we are making profits, and that's the important part. Last but not least, if you are not a trader yourself, well, you are very, very lucky because we have a lot of copy link services in here with Expert Forex. A lot of links here is with us. We're going to go through it and show you exactly which ones are the best. So let's get into it. Let's get started and see exactly what the week has brought us. So it might not surprise you that we haven't heard anything from Steve or Urs regarding Yieldnodes and Yieldnodes Pro or any of the Decenomy teams in here. Things are very, very quiet. We can still access actually the Yieldnodes website, which we've done in here. You can see the money is still there. Obviously, we put it over to the NFT that has been claimed in here. Still, we can't get anything out apart from having a look at the audit coin reserves in here from week to week, actually just to see if there's anything happening. And again, this particular week, it has gone up, especially again on the 777. We can see there's 13 new masternodes running. On the AZR, there's another 2. And if we drop all the way down to PNY, we have an additional 1 in here. And then on the SAPP coin, we also have 7 new ones for the SAPP coin. So clearly somebody is still updating, somebody is still having the masternodes running. But the question is, what is the price? And the price is pretty much the same as we have seen for a long time. There was a bit of a buy and then there was an even bigger sell in here. Again, the volume is obviously minimum compared to what we have seen in the past. So it is pretty much dead in the water straight over here. Nothing new to see. But what we have noticed here this particular week on the SAPP coin has actually skyrocketed. So just have a look at 18,982 SAPP that has just come in. So this actually started to come in last week. And again, also on the 1st of June here, you can see how many entry points that we have on the same day, all at 85.75 SAPP. That part has actually come down. It used to be above 100 SAPP that we got in every 2 or 3 days so often, but now this has certainly taken off about 16.7%, and now we have 132,000 SAPP in here. Would be nice if the original value was there, but obviously it is not anymore. However, we are also going over for the staking for the PNY. That has also gone quite well in the past week. We can see the month of May in here, that was a lot lower. So this particular week, we actually managed 7,714 PNY, or 6%. So that is one of the highest weeks that we had. And you'll also notice that May was the second highest overall, only surprised by the April month in here. We have seen June has already come in. There is 1, 2, 3, there's 4 in here of 133 already just for the first day. So you might see something similar also happening for the PNY in the next week or month here to come. In the meantime, Bitcoin has actually gone the other way down for the value itself. Last week when we left it, it was just shy of 110,000. It has been bobbing around there a couple of days after that, and since then it has been sliding down all the way down to 103,000. Currently now it is actually trading around 105,370 as we're shooting this particular video in here. So it looks like there's a slight upwards trend again, but still early days. We'll have to see if it continues to run somewhere between the 100 and 110,000. In the meantime, let's have a look at the Wave Liberator for the month of May. The top 5 EAs in here actually did quite well on good average, with Aussie USD on the top with $137, 13.7%, and followed by the Euro Swiss francs, $134, 13.4%. So also very nice in here. Then a bunch of Japanese currency pairs, US Japanese 131 and 13.1%, with the Aussie Japanese 117 and 11.7%, and then the Great British Pounds Japanese $113, 11.3%. And you'll notice here that even though before people said don't really go into the Japanese currency pair anymore, after we have made the changes that I showed in my recent videos in here, it is cashing in, and it's still extremely safe to trade the Japanese currency. You just have to be smart about it. $633, 12.7% is the average. So here is a very good portfolio. Obviously, maybe add a few other than so many Japanese currency pairs for the week, but you can still handpick from our website in here somewhere around the next 6 to 0.10. Then we have the Forex Liberator. So this is the entire portfolio where we have the 22 accounts. That is doing quite well. It has low floating profit and loss, 7,842. Close profits, almost 40,000 in here. Total returns, 23.1%. And again, we are looking at the accounts that was set up with 10,000. So monthly return is calculated at 1.1 or 11%. On $1,000 accounts, which is now what we are trading on here. And we're going to change some of our accounts in the next couple of months to $1,000 accounts. We have trade wins of 67.8%, and then trades per day is around 13. And now we have a history of 650 days, and that's why we don't really want to change them down to $1,000 accounts, because we have so much history. But obviously IG accounts here has had some hits. That's also why some of the copy link service on our website for the Web Liberator in here has been removed. And obviously new ones will come on as we are now changing out the accounts. In the meantime, you can still look at the graph. It looks very impressive. And if we look at the entire portfolio, we made $1,470. So that is better than in February, very similar to March. But obviously we are far, far away from the number in April and what we actually saw at the end of 2024. But since then, we have also made a range of adjustments. But that still doesn't mean that the RSI Liberator either is still also producing some good results. Also here you can see a few Japanese currency pairs with the Aussie Japanese on top at $143, 14.3%. Great British Pounds CAD, $127, 12.7%, with New Zealand Japanese right after at $122 or 12.2%. And then we have the US Swiss francs, $115, 11.5%. And then by the lower top 5 in here, Aussie USD, $106, 10.6%. Overall, that particular portfolio here was going to create you in the month of May, $613, 12.3%. So that's approved in our book, even though it's not huge numbers. We can see that the portfolio itself, it's very nice, very smooth, This was the IG accounts that we had some mix up with. This was part of the trade wars, so we made extra profits in here, but we also had a higher floating profit and loss, higher than the Wave Liberator, even though this is oversold, overbought. But it has come good. It is still coming down. Monthly returns is also a bit lower, only 9% on $1,000 accounts, with the weekly return of about 2%. Straight win 66, 28,524 pips, so quite a bit, and a long history of 419 days in here makes this a very good EA. We have quite a few links. We had to remove a few of them again, also due to the IG account issues. So all of these will change accounts eventually here, and obviously we'll update everything on our website. In the meantime, let's have a look at the entire portfolio. It did $1,175. So that is again similar to what we had in February, very like January here also, but obviously that is the new average in here, depending on, of course, how the Forex market is operating for the future. Now, the Hedge EA normally have some of the highest numbers for the month, but we actually had those month in April, and that also means that it hasn't really recovered from the complete drawdown in here. That's why it's lacking a bit of profit for the month of May. Euro Swiss francs are actually top and doing well with $144 or 14.4%. Then we have the Aussie USD at $99 or 9.9%, with the Great British Pounds, Swiss francs, $83, 8.3%, and then New Zealand USD, $63, 6.3%, with the New Zealand CAD at the bottom of the top 5 with $58 or 5.8%. So overall, this portfolio here still creates a very nice $446 or 8.9%. It is a bit below where we want it to be, but the month of May was certainly not the best one for all our EAs in here. The balance is still very good. We have floating profit and loss. We still want to have that one come down a bit. That will be very, very nice. Monthly returns is still calculated around 14% in here, and then trade wins around 70%. So that's good. Now we have about 4 months, 133 days of history. And obviously, again, these are also on $10,000 accounts. Some of the accounts in here are still on the coupling service, and then we're going to transfer those, similar to what I mentioned before, over to $1,000 accounts in the next couple of months. We can see how well April actually did for the Hedge EA. It actually followed the trend, cashed in everything, and now it's been smoothed out a bit too much. Unfortunately, you can see it dropped down to 716 overall, and that is lower than anything else that we have had, apart from the beginning where we started in January, but that was not a full month, and at the same time, it was not with all the EAs running at the same time, so they were introduced over a week. Now, the one that are doing quite well in here is our grid trader for the month of May, the top 5 EAs in here. Well, it looks like the numbers are a lot better. We have Great British Pounds, New Zealand at $205, 20.5%. So that is really, really nice to see. The US Swiss francs, $189, 18.9%, followed by the Euro New Zealand, $186 or 18.6%. We have the Great British Pounds USD, $184 or 18.4%. And then very closely after, Euro CAD, $181, 18.1%. And then $946 in total for a portfolio of these top 5 EAs with 18.9% on average. That's what we really like about this particular one in here. We have it on our website. You can go and have a look at the FX Blue. All the currency pairs that you see on your screen here, well, we have them covered. You can go and have a look at the individual profits. You can have a look at the drawdowns. Everything is there, including this particular graph here. See how well it's actually going. At the moment, the floating profit and loss is actually quite low, 1,696 compared to the closed profit of almost 3,000 in here. So that is working out well. Total returns 8.4. You'll also notice that this is actually set up already on $21,000 accounts, so you don't have to translate that into a different percentage. Monthly return is 10.7. Weekly returns is 2.5. Trade wins very high, 76%. And then trades per day around 9 with a history of 46 days. So this is the new setup. You can basically take the percentage straight off in here. And when we look at the graph, beautiful graph in here, and then history of 46 days. First month of April that we did was not, again, a full month. It was not with all the EAs running at the same time. It was about 1,000. Now we have $1,939 in here, and keeps going up from what we can see. We have actually just made a transition for some of the signals in here, now also to Gen 4. So some will be 3, some will be 4. We haven't made the full transition because some of them are actually working better the way they are now than what they would be in the future. So we'll have to wait and see how that develops. But the main part is now Gen 4. We have also told you that we made a range of videos regarding grid trading because a lot of our EAs is actually set up like that. So the new series in here, this was the first one, the Forex Grid Trading Explained. So this is a very important one that you need to have a closer look at how we set it up, how we can actually keep drawdown under control while we still have a good profit. That's all about the gap and the lot size hack video we have in here. Then we had known when to sell and buy. So this was for the RSI. And then we did one for the lucky trader here also, rolls the Forex dice. And the latest one we have just released was ring the Forex bell for the big win in here. So this is for the bell trader. This is how the bell trader is set up. And as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, there's some good graphical material that actually shows you how we set up the individual grid, because normally you're just backtesting it. Here, when you have the bell trader, you actually have the graphical view of the individual lines. You also have the center line, which is about the deviations that the whole graph is set up around, about deviation 1, 2, and 3, and the probabilities of coming back again to the center of that. This particular video here will give you a very good insight to how you can actually get started with your grid trading EAs. Now, the next one is the Lucky Trader. So that is also a grid trading EA. The top 5 in here, some of them did quite well with Euro Swiss francs, $144 or 14.4%. We have Great British Pounds USD, $119 or 11.9%. With New Zealand USD, $77, 7.7%. So a bit lower here for the rest, with the US Swiss francs at $69, 6.9%. And then the Aussie USD, $61, 6.1%. Overall, this portfolio made $470, 9.4%. So that's in the area where we actually want to be. And then again, we have the entire portfolio in here. Floating profit of loss has also come down. So we have a higher close profits. We have 211 days of this particular one in here with the trade wins of 69.5. And then we have a nice graph. We can see this was for the month of April. Then this is IG again, making account issues for us. We have a lot of traders that are linked up to 1 or 2 of the Lucky Trader accounts in here, so it hasn't been shut down yet. That's why it peaks here. We had a big profit and then we had a big loss. Again, it didn't really reflect over in the copy link trading, so that's good. And you can still find some of these links in here. As we are deleting some of the IG links in here, we take off the copy link service part, so you don't get too confused with that. And in the meantime, let's go and have a look and see also here for the Lucky Trader, we are below average with only $834 coming in. Obviously, still no loss. We are still making good profits, but it is the lowest that we have since we started off in here. And that's again because last month, as you can see for April, we cashed in really big time. And then now that the price has to recover to try and regain part of the best parts on the Lucky Trading of going and trading both up and down in here. But we'll see, maybe the next month will be even better. In the meantime, the Bell Trader has a similar issue here also. Aussie Swiss francs did extremely well with $207. And this is again on $1,000 account, so not bad with a 20.7% in here. Great British Pounds CAD, $168, so 16.8%. And then we have Aussie New Zealand, $77, 7.7%. With New Zealand Swiss francs, $66, 6.6%. And then Euro Swiss francs, $64, 6.4%. And then that portfolio did $582, 11.6%. and that portfolio also doing extremely well. Again, balance 166. We have 16 different accounts of $10,000. So floating profit of loss is around 12 at the moment. Closed profit is 6. So we have now made some adjustments, as I mentioned in the past couple of weeks, into this. That's also why we did a new video for the Bell Trader. The monthly returns is around 8% and weekly returns is 2%. And then trade wins very close to 70%, so that's not too bad. Trades per day, there's not too many, 6.9. It is the lowest trading EA right now, but it has a history of 182 days, still showing that we are actually getting some profits in, and that you'll find on our website here too. You can see there's a few on the copy link service. We're going to transfer most probably the Bell Trader as the first one here over on $1,000 accounts, because the information is quite recent, so that makes sense. And then you'll notice here that also for the month of May, $715 is still quite low. Only lower is since we started it off, and that was again around mid-December, early December in here. So the month of May for all the EAs hasn't done the best job so far. Now, I mentioned here in last week's news report, there's a new EA. That means more profits, obviously diversification. So that is always quite nice. And the one I wanted to show you this particular week in here is the Simple RSI Trader. Now, we don't have many days. History says about 7 days, but we are talking about 5 trading days. And we have then introduced a few of the EAs. First, we had about 10 for Monday morning last week. Then we added another 6 on Tuesday, and the last ones we actually managed to get on board on Wednesday. So again, this is very, very early days with all the details and information. We have $300 accounts. We have 20 of them, so that's actually 6,000. And as you'll notice here, the balance is 152. Equity is also already over. Floating profit of loss is minus 54. As of this morning, we're shooting this video. The floating profit of loss has actually gone into plus here now. So that means that this is doing extremely well. So, and then closed profits, well, that has gone up, plenty of free margins. So we're only doing 1 trade per currency pair that we have in here at a time. So that also means that this particular EA can be used for the US traders. Monthly returns, as you will notice here, 11.9%. So that's quite good. We have already made 1.8 just for the first week of trading. So not too bad, even though we didn't even have all 20 on board. Weekly returns is calculated for FX Blue at 2.7. Trade wins are nice and high, 70%. So that's really good to see. We have taken 808 pips and trades per day. It's actually not too bad with more than 9. And as I said, history of 7 days, it's more like 5. But this particular EA looks good, but we need some more time and then see how it actually goes over long periods when we have it for several weeks or several months. In the meantime, let's go and have a look at the video that Alex released in this particular week. There was only this particular one in here showing about profits of $25,000 in 1 day. He's talking about the ADX and basically how to set this up. Now, this is not a new video. So this video actually quite a few years old, and it's talking about the Make Money EA in here and how you can actually run it. The way he actually did it was he used it as a scalping tool in here. So basically running on 1 minute charts instead. And from that, he could calculate a very, very good day of up to 25,000. It is definitely worth having a look if you are stuck with the Make Money EA and you want to have a look and see maybe you can do it in a different way. There is definitely opportunities. The good part here is that you don't need a lot of backtesting with it. He's actually pretty much doing it day by day in order to show some of the best settings over time. We will also show you some of the best settings, and these are linked up with our copy link service in here. As usual, we've gone on the Expert Forex website. Unfortunately, there at the moment, we cannot download the Excel. For some reason, that option has gone away. And that also means that we have some that we really don't want to have in here. We have cut some of them out with the floating profit and loss. We don't want to see anything over 300. We have total negative weeks in the last 8 weeks. We don't want to see anything above the 300 either. So the top one actually just makes it within here. And then we want to have return on drawdowns should be at least be 200. We then also selected from high to low. And again, that didn't seem to work so well for some of these particular ones in here. I have no clue why. That's why we liked that we could download the Excel before, because this one only shows about 10% in here. So obviously, again, something has gone wrong. We have basically highlighted all the yellow ones in here. So these are our signals. You can see it is the majority of everything is from our part. And you'll notice that some of the links in here is the new 300 links. These are not our links, and they shouldn't even be there because floating profit of loss of minus 83. So on a $300 account, that is well above what you would expect to find on the Excel. It should be on the suspended list in here. Just look at where we were with the RSI. The entire portfolio had minus 52 only on $6,000 accounts. So this one here having a drawdown of minus 83 should be kicked out, and pretty much the other one for the 48 also on a $300 account way too high in here. So something for Alex to obviously look at. We have another one also here, 300. It's down 52. Again, doesn't really make sense why they should actually be here in the first place. And that's why we normally like to download the Excel ourselves, so we can show exactly the best ones in here. But that is the list for the week. So this is what we have for you in this week's news report. As you can see, profits are still coming in. They are a bit lower than what we are used to, but we are also getting into the summer months in here. Overall, the important part is the EAs are working. Profits are still coming in. Drawdown is coming down, and that's what we actually want to see. All the EAs are doing well. We are also introducing the new EAs in here. You have some of the first views of the Simple RSI Trader, and we're obviously hoping that this is going to go quite well, because you can just put it on a $300 accounts. We have 20 of those, so the entire portfolio is actually only 6,000, and then you pick out the best ones as you do with any other EA. That's what we do every single week, and also every month we are showing you the top 5s in here to give you an idea exactly of what is moving, what is actually best, where should you be looking. So I hope you enjoyed this particular news report. I will tell you that next week is going to be a bit on the late side. We are not going to be able to release it at the same time. We are actually traveling. Summer is coming in here. We also have a couple of family arrangements that we need to attend to, but I'll make sure also the videos are still coming out even though summer is here, because profit still needs to come in. We still need to invest in new things. And obviously, if you follow this particular video here, you will be the first one to see what it is we're up to. So until my next video, see you around. Bye-bye.
I hope you enjoyed our news report. So please don't forget to like and add your comment below, as we would love to get your feedback. But before you go, make sure you subscribe to the channel and don't forget to keep the notification bell turned on. That way, you will never miss any of our future videos. We hope to see you back on this channel very soon.